If you want to make perfect brisket, then copy this method. And I just got hooked up with some serious gear from allthingsbarbecue.com. This Cattleman's brisket rub, Blues Hog barbecue sauce, and a couple new knives, one for trimming my brisket and one for slicing it. They've got everything you need to barbecue better, so hit up the link in my bio to grab this stuff and a whole lot more. Time to introduce this beautiful prime brisket and get to trimming with my new boning knife. Everyone does this a little bit differently, but all you want to do is get off any of that really hard or extra fat and trim it up and make it as uniform as possible. I cut off some of the thin parts that are going to dry out faster and then rounded it out. But nothing's going to waste because this excess fat's also going on the smoker to render down into tallow. First, we need to generously apply our rub, and you use whatever you like. I should also mention that this sat overnight in the fridge before smoking it the next day. And once I had my smoker rolling at 225 degrees, it was time to add my brisket. I did this one fat side down, but what do you guys normally do? I've heard arguments for both ways. Don't forget your pan of fat trimmings too. Once that brisket reached an internal temperature of 175 degrees, I pulled it off along with that fat and wrapped it up in a foil boat. Now, pour some of that liquid gold tallow right over the top. This was my first time using the foil boat method, and it certainly won't be the last. This went back on until it hit 203 degrees and was probe tender. Now I feel like this next part is the real secret to making a great brisket, and that is the rest. I wrapped it in foil and held it in the oven at 150 degrees overnight to continue to let that fat render. But man, was it worth it, because not only was this the most juicy, tender brisket I've ever made, it was the best brisket I've ever put in my mouth. It passes the bend test with flying colors. Let me know if you try this method, and if you want any of the tools I used, you know where to go.